Now we're going to do some trading. Alan Nuckman is with us, Chief Market Strategist at Agora Financial. And before we get into your actual trade, I know that you take a look at a lot of this. Why don't you tell us your overall thoughts on what we're seeing in the markets? Because what a November it's been, right? In fact, we're saying the Dow is having its best month since 1987, but a little bit of weakness today.
Call it a stock pause, but that's after the boom that we saw again last week. I like to look at things on a weekly basis, and it was another positive week. We don't often talk about the Dow because it's not a great barometer of the market. It's only 30 stocks, and it's based on share price, not market cap. But to see it above 30,000 was very positive symbolically, and it had been lagging behind the other indexes, so that was good to see. But my eyes are, number one, the dollar making new lows. That's very powerful. That helps out a lot of asset classes. That helps out a lot of markets. And then what I'm looking at now is looking for some tech takeoff, looking for the NDX to come back again. Let's remember, it's been almost 3 full months since we've made those all-time highs in tech. So I see a lot of opportunity there for that to take leadership once again and look for one more market meltdown.
Yeah, and I know that there is the difference between the NASDAQ composite and the NDX, right? Because the NDX is the NASDAQ 100, which is the tradable one that you look at so closely, right? I mean, people shouldn't be confused, right?
100, it comprises all of the big boys, and you're really looking at, the Apple is a 10% weight in there, so you're getting a nice chunk of all about Apple, which I use as kind of a market barometer. So let's see if Apple can break out of its range here and push above 120, 125 and make another run. Let's remember that stock is still a good deal from its top. So a lot of this market move has happened without Apple's leadership this time. So let's see if that can be a catalyst for the overall market on another run upward.
Yeah, and I think that's very telling. I think you make a fantastic point. I wanted to get to your trade here. WEIBO, WB is the ticker symbol. It's up about 35% in the last 6 months. Tell me about WEIBO and why you want to trade this one in particular.
So this is a stock that finally broke out of a range. It traded between 30 and 40. It's been a dog for the longest time, and it finally rallied through that 40 level. Now it's seen some profit taking. It's coming back to that breakout as markets often do. So this is another chance to get bullish here, leaning on that 40. So that breakout targets 50 on the upside. Now this stock is actually unchanged in the last 52 weeks. So compare that to tech. Tech is up 40%. It's still got a lot of upside potential. It's 15% off its recent highs. And the way I like to play these is with a simple stock substitution strategy, buying an in-the-money call that's going to act like the stock itself on the upside, but with limited risk.
Yeah. I mean, were there other ways to trade this? What were you really thinking? You talk about this breakout above 40, because I am looking at a long-term chart, and you're not wrong. From basically the March drop, right? And you just look at this whole channel, it really has been stuck in there.
Right. And so looking at that strategy is as important as the stock. So you could buy the shares of stock, but what I'm looking for is buying an in-the-money call is going to cost a lot less money than buying the shares. Each 100 shares, each option controls 100 shares, and that option is traded for what, five and a quarter right now. It's $3 and some in the money. It's like being long from 40, but you have completely limited risk. But the best part of the strategy is the fact that a modest move in this stock will produce big gains in the option. So if we can get to that 50 level, that 40 call will be worth 10. So that option will essentially double in value. Less capital. It's a January option, so you've got about 45 days. My smart money indicator is looking for something to happen relatively quickly. And again, it's a deep in-the-money option that's going to act like the stock. So it's like being long from 40, and that, as a trade, is very appealing here at these levels.
Yeah, it's amazing. When I take a look at a longer chart, I see way back when this was $129 stock at one point. So shareholders are probably happy to see a little bit of a breakout, at least for now.
All right.
Alan, thank you. Alan Nuckman, Chief Market Strategist, Agora Financial. Coming up, we're going to get into this out-of-the-world space investing. IPOs that you should be looking out for. Themes that you should be watching. Plenty more right here. Next.